afternoon.
Hello. Welcome to the Muscle of Yarn podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Today is, I think I have the date right, January 24th. I've been
25th.
I've been off all week. By
Last time I watched those.
It's probably
and I think it's right.
I think it's right.
Because I didn't have to change it last month because there were 31 days, so it should be right.
Yeah. So our show notes are incorrect. But anyway, welcome to the Muscle of Yarn podcast, regardless of what day it is.
Mm-hmm.
It's a Thursday.
It is a Thursday, and it's bright and sunny, and
a little cold.
The wind. If you're out of the wind, it's actually not bad.
Nice.
But, yeah.
We're coming to you from our yarn shop in Shelburne, Vermont, where we do yarn shop things here. I'm like, I don't know where I'm going with that.
Where we do yarn shop things.
We do yarn shop things. Like classes and sell yarn. Stuff like that.
Solve pattern problems and,
Yeah. Issue spot, troubleshoot.
Yeah.
Yarn substitution, all that good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So you can find the store out on all social media as Must Love Yarn. So Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Periscope, Ravelry. We have a more and more active Ravelry group, which is
so fun.
Really super fun.
I know. I just have to remember to check in because I wasn't as good about checking in, but we've had a lot of activity over there, and it's so fun. So.
I'm over there causing problems.
Yeah, that's
or
okay.
Whatever, posting pictures and putting up new threads, and I had time sometimes either during nap time on the weekends or after kids have gone to bed when I'm too brain dead to do much else to poke around out there. So
Sweet.
Yeah. Yep. And I'm Angela.
And I'm Kelly.
And you can find me out on social media, Instagram and Ravelry as Junior Bird Kid.
And you can find me on Instagram as Kelly O Spins, and you can find me on Ravelry as Kelly Spins.
Nice. And feel free to follow or friend of either of us on any of those platforms.
I know, I've had a lot of new people lately
following me on Instagram.
And friending me.
I love
great,
it.
Because I always get pattern ideas.
Oh, I know.
And I always cast on new things.
It's all right. We love it.
We do.
We love it.
We're enablers ourselves, so it's only just payback for.
It's fair. It's only fair.
Yeah.
And so thank you for I'm gonna just lead with this. We usually end with this, but I'm gonna lead with this. Thank you for everybody who participated in my Instagram game last week. It was super fun.
I told Angela just how many people stay and watch the rest of the video.
I think it's fantastic. I had some great Instagram conversations with folks. I had a couple Ravelry conversations with folks. I decided to give out a few consolation prizes, gifted some Ravelry patterns. I had a great time. And then I promptly told Kelly I'm never allowed to run a contest by myself ever again because I was supposed to give out one prize and I couldn't control myself. It was just so much fun. And people were writing such wonderful things, notes to me.
You're so nice. Here's a prize for you.
Kind of. Here you go. One for you. One for you. So thank you for everyone.
If we had Oprah's budget, that would be awesome.
Oh, that would be amazing. We could do
free yarn for everybody.
Sweet prizes. Oh, I mean, I think we do nice prizes.
I think we do too.
But anyway, we thank you for everyone who messaged me or pinged me, and it was fun. I had a good time. Well, I'll do something like that again, but I'll have to rein myself in. Yeah, maybe. All right. So we like to start this podcast with our picks of the week. And if you're new to the podcast, the way we do picks of the week is Kelly and I generally pick out something yarn or some other new tool or fun thing that we've got going on in the store. And with the special code that we give in the podcast, we offer 10% off of those items for 2 weeks.
And you use the code that we're going to give you at checkout on the very last page. And did a little tutorial a couple episodes ago.
I'm wondering if I should do a
A separate
a
one?
separate one that's how to use the coupon code.
Or we can just reference that one because you did it right in the beginning. I think it was 73.
Yeah, I think it was 73.
Yeah. So episode 73 right in the beginning shows you where to use the coupon code at checkout. It's the very, very last page, the payments page.
And if you're paying with PayPal, it's after you go to PayPal and come back to our site. So, because if you don't see the money come off your...
It's not.
It hasn't
applied the coupon, so.
Yep. So.
And they typically last for 2 weeks. I don't know if Ange said that or not. Yeah. The coupon codes. So we have a couple. One that's coming to an end. Actually, the night this podcast goes up, they go until midnight on the following Friday.
Yep. So if you're a couple episodes behind, we try to make the length of time long enough so there wasn't an expectation that people immediately watch this. You have a couple of weeks to catch up and see if the yarn's something you like.
Yep. So 2 weeks from the original air date of the podcast, basically. So this week.
So do you want to start or do you want me to start?
I will go.
Okay.
I just finished a round, so
okay.
I will go. Let me set those to the side. Put this right there. So my pick of the week is kind of big because it's going to include 3 different yarns, and I've already got them linked in show notes so that you can find them all.
Look, I paved the way last week with my Green Mountain Spinnery crazy pants land.
We've done stuff like this before.
I know.
So, and the reason is 2 of the yarns are new, and they're just kind of building on a line that they already have. So, Araucania Yarns has a line of yarns called Huasco. I think that's how you pronounce it. But
that's how we've been pronouncing it for 2 years. So if it's not right,
let us know because
well, we probably are at the point where we wouldn't.
We wouldn't know how to say it differently. So they have some yarn that we have in stock now. It's 100% wool, and it's fingering weight, so it's great for shawls and accessories and things like that. And we've got some semi-solids, and we've got some variegated and some really cool yarns already in stock. They came out with, this year, they're doing the Huasco Heathers. And so these are more of a heathered yarn, really. And these are 80% superwash and 20% nylon. So these do have nylon on them where their original one didn't. So, you could definitely use these for socks if you wanted to. And I just love the nice soft color. So if you wanted a heels, toes, cuffs yarn, or if you just wanted some yarn,
like a nice neutral
yarn, if you wanted to do some really cool patterns or something, these would be great to do that with. So these are the 4 colors that we have in stock that are new. And I think there's a few other colors, not tons of other ones. They're sticking with pretty subdued colors right now. So these are the 4 for those. And then they also came out with a hand paint as well. And they put the labels on way at the end, so they're kind of falling off. And they are calling this Huasco Sock. So these are their hand paints. They're really, really fun.
Gorgeous.
Yeah.
Those would probably make nice hitchhikers.
So there's this purple, and it's got this pop of teal at the end, and then it's got this pretty kind of taupey color here. So it's speckly, but then there's sections of more solid color too. This is a really pretty blue that goes into purples, and then this really pretty magenta.
Do you have any examples of what that looks like knit up, or is it going to depend on gauge like some of the
other? It's going to depend on gauge a little bit. So, just because there are these chunks of the fuller color. This one's a really pretty kind of earth tones, autumn rusts and browns, which I love that one. It's really pretty. And this one I think is one of my favorites. So this is like gray, blue, and like a pop of gold.
That's gorgeous.
I love that. So those are all of these 4, the other 4, and then all of the original Huasco fingering are all included in that 10%. So if you need a good fingering weight and or sock yarn. They're really, really lovely. So
nice.
Yeah.
Nice. All right, so I'm going with my pick. Oh, and let's give you the coupon code because we've been doing that in between the two. So the coupon code this week is Weekly Pick Funny Sock, which will make sense in just a minute. So I know it's like still January, but we're starting to get our spring yarn in.
Yep, spring yarns start showing up end of January, early to mid-February usually for us.
So
because we can dream.
I know, right? So my pick of the week this week is one of our new spring yarns. It's from Katya, and if you watch the podcast for a while, you know that Katya has some of these great kits or color things they're doing.
Yeah.
So this is what they're calling Funny Rainbow. And as you can see, it's pretty wild.
They're really cool.
Yeah. And so we have 3 colors of this. This is a worsted weight yarn. It's a cotton.
100%
so
cotton.
100% cotton.
Which is nice, so if you can't do wool too, it doesn't have to be just a summer yarn, especially being in a worsted weight.
Oh yeah, totally heavier. These are 150 gram skeins, so the put up on this is almost 700 yards.
Yeah.
So it's 688 yards.
Lots of yardage.
These retail for $30, so it's a pretty good value for what you're getting. We do have, do these if you buy?
Yep, they come with a skein, and there are 3 patterns I believe in there. They almost always give you a crochet and a knit pattern.
So we've got this. There's this great knit shawl that they're doing. This little sleeveless shirt vest kind of thing, and then this nice crochet shawl down there.
Yep. That's a nice thing. Katya almost always, I think with pretty much any yarn that we've bought with them, they give you free pattern to go with it.
Yeah.
You can kind of see it knit up there, which is kind of cool.
I was just going to see if there was anything on that page. Not really.
Fold it over. Not enough showing to give anything away. There.
Or it's in like French.
Yeah.
So if you can,
so we do have some international viewers.
Absolutely. I had a really nice Instagram conversation with somebody from Finland. You can see how it sort of gradiates through there. You could probably use this for like washcloths or kitchen scrubbies or things like that as well.
If you guys are familiar with, we did the Painted Desert before, either the Painted Desert or the Painted Sky. It's kind of similar to that. It has a little bit of a heather look, but it does have this like muted stripe going on because the strands are changing out the color.
Yep.
So it is it's a gradual self-striping yarn, but it's not like right in your face like stripe.
Yeah. So that's my pick of the week. Just because it's a new to us product and looks cool.
Yeah.
Plus, think spring.
Right. When we have a nice sunny day like this, you can sort of almost be like,
why am I working on this DK weight sweater?
I'm knitting a summer weight project.
I'm going to be too. I'm going to talk about it a little later. So what you wearing today?
I am wearing my 3 Pips, the 3 Peas in a Pod shawl by Amy Meeks, and I made this. I think I finished it right before Rhinebeck, not this previous one, the one from this past year gone by. The one before that.
I don't know that I'm more worried that I followed all of that and knew which one.
Exactly what I was talking about. So I've got Legacy Fiber Arts is the kind of variegated yarn down here. And then I've got Voulin Vine Yarns is the lighter green, and then the darker green is the Malabrigo. So
nice.
I know these 2 were stash yarns, and then I had gotten this one. This is Spellbook from one of their very first yarns that they did.
Yeah.
Which I liked. So
nice.
So that's what I'm wearing.
So I'm wearing my Slouchy Pullover because it's cold. It was cold out today.
Not so slouchy pullover.
My not so slouchy. This is what happens, folks, when you don't check your Gates watch. when you don't knit a gauge swatch, you end up with a form-fitting sweater when you thought you were going to get a slouchy sweater, which is fine. It's super comfortable, and I like it, though I think it's destined to become a shop sample here because I either need to lengthen it or it's going to become a shop sample.
Yeah.
Because I like my sweaters a little bit longer.
Yeah.
I did have my Jody shawl on, but I took it off because I was eating lunch when I first came in here, and just the way I was wearing it, the ends were dangling down, and I didn't feel like keeping the end anyway.
Draping them in through your food.
Yeah, I didn't really want to get food on them, so it's kind of over there on the chair. But I did have it on, and then because apparently people like to see my feet, I have these socks on, which are just this is Into the World sock yarn, and it's just a plain vanilla sock.
I have to ask, did you, for your Jody, was one of your colors Silver Fox?
I think so, yeah.
Do you have some left?
I have a little tiny bit. I like.
Okay. And so not much. Okay. Because Sam needed some more.
I don't have very much.
Not enough. Okay.
It depends on what she needs it for.
She was finishing a baby hat, but she was going to pull it back and just do it. She was going to do it as like a 1-year-old hat, but instead she's going to pull it back and do a smaller one and just do it as like a newborn.
Oh, okay.
And give it to him now for.
Okay.
So.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I probably do not have enough to help her out with that.
Yeah, that's fine.
She needed just a little bit for like color work on something small.
Yeah.
Maybe, but.
Okay.
All right. So I actually have a finished object this week.
Hurrah!
I know.
I don't.
And
I like it. I see you did twisted rib on it, too.
I did. Actually, I like twisted rib. I like the way it looks.
I love the way it looks. I'm not always a fan of doing it.
It doesn't bother me to knit through the back loop.
I mean, it's not a big deal, but...
So apparently I'm on a kick. I knit
really
another
like that.
bobble hat.
That's so cute.
Thank you. This is all just like random leftover yarn.
I was going to ask you what the top is, because that's pretty.
That is Fire Stash.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, is it fallen?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
It's left over from the hat I knit for my dad for Christmas. So I was choosing up bits and bobs.
That's
so
awesome.
The red, this is wool stock
Yep.
that I knit sort of the cozy out of, and I had some extra. And the crown is Fiber Stash, and I had knit a hat for my dad, and I had some left over. And there's enough little flicks of red in here that I was like, I bet that will look really good with the red bottom. Thanks. And then the white, the little sheepies, and the white is just the natural wool stock.
Woodstock.
And black is just some Liberty wool that I had hanging around. So I've knit, I don't know, 3 or 4 of these now.
Yeah.
But it's a fast project. I don't knit the brim as long as it calls for, because I didn't really need it to fold up.
Yeah.
A worsted weight color work hat is actually pretty warm. So it needs to be blocked. It hasn't been blocked yet, and that actually will make a difference. The sheep will lay a little flatter. They're a little puckery right now.
Not bad though at all.
Thanks. And it's probably going to get a pom-pom. The question is whether it's going to get a yarn pom-pom or I'm going to dive into my first pom-pom stash that I have, because I have like a caramel colored one with little black tips that might look really cool on the top. So stay tuned. Watch my Instagram feed to find out which pom-pom I go with.
I still haven't put a pom-pom on the plaid one that I did. I've been wearing it just without a pom-pom.
So this is what happens when we are watching football. I have time to knit a hat. I started this on Sunday. So this is how fast this project is, guys.
I know. Sunday was a great day.
So I started on Sunday, and I finished it this morning.
It was nail biting for a little while, but...
well, no. Whatever. People didn't come here to listen to us talk about football. What you working on?
I'm working on my derecho.
Nice. Making some progress.
Making lots of progress. Let me show you how much progress I've made since the last time. I put a little progress keeper in.
Yay.
So I can show you guys. Oh, you flipped around. There we go. There's my little donut. This is one that I got at Needles Up.
Nice.
It's a Sucra miniature. It's a little cider donut with little sprinkles. Not sprinkles, with
sugar.
Sugar. There we go. It's made to look like sugar. So from here to here, that's how much I've done.
Nice.
Since last time, because I was feeling like I really hadn't touched it much, so I better get on it. So I got really far. So yeah, it's coming along, and now I can actually hold it up, and it looks kind of like a t-shirt.
Looks like a little bit like a sweater.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you're done with the sleeves too. So
I just finished the waist decreasing. I have some increases to do, and then it does have a split hem that has some short row shaping.
Okay.
So I've got that to do, but not it's coming along. It's a lot of just knitting now, so it's fast. I have to pay a little bit of attention once I get to, I've got a few more rows to do, and then I start the increases, but even then there's like 12 to 14 rows of just plain stockinette in between, so I don't really have to think about it a whole lot, which is kind of good for when I get home at night and just want to sit down and knit.
Yeah,
so.
do nothing.
Yep. So
mindless knitting.
Yeah.
So I've been cruising on snug here. I don't think I had divided for the sleeves when I showed this last.
No, I don't think you had either.
So my little progress keeper is right up over here. So I divided for the sleeves and have knit a chunk of the body.
Yeah, you have.
I will say, it looks really sort of scrunchy and small, but that's because it's on a shorter cable, so it's shrinking everything in.
Yeah.
But I'm at, there's A-line shaping with the sweater, so I am having to keep track and kind of pay attention.
She does quite a bit with hers, doesn't she?
Yeah.
You've knit a few of hers that
and it also has some short row shaping in the back, which is nice because it gives it a nice kind of rounded look to it.
And also, if you like the back a little bit longer, that's a nice way of getting some extra length in there too.
Absolutely. So I'm just going to move my little progress keeper.
I should do that too.
So I can show you guys
next week.
If I continue on this at the same pace, though. Probably once I hit the sleeves, it'll be like the ooh shinier. I was considering starting the sleeves. So some folks, with top-down sweaters, they'll knit an inch or two of the body and then go do the sleeves, so they don't have to fiddle with the whole body. It's never really bothered me that much. So
yeah, I mean, I usually the way I do it, because I can usually work around the sleeve and just twist like that.
Yeah.
Then when I get back to the beginning, I'll
just
loop my
it,
yarn over and untwist it. Yeah. That's usually what I do. But I know that a lot of people like to do the sleeves and then tuck them wrong side out. Well, you fold them to the inside, and then you don't have to worry about that. But
it's not. It doesn't really. I don't mind having the whole body done.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
we'll probably
it's fine for me too.
Come back and I'll do the sleeves at the end.
Yeah.
So I've been working on that quite a bit, and so I know everybody's gonna be like, "What is going on over there? What's happening in the water?" But I got to show you something. I swatched again. So I kind of want to do the Lopi along. I was intrigued by a sweater on big needles that wouldn't take very long, and but I wanted to knit something besides Stopover or Sigla because we already have like two of those.
Carol's wearing her Stopover today, and my Sigla's hanging out.
Yeah, so
here.
you know, in terms of like looking for something else that hasn't already been done here, I thought, what am I going to do? And then Alicia Plummer released a new pattern called Sing Winter. And I got all excited and I bought it. And I promptly texted it to Kelly and was like, look, I'm doing this for the Lopi along. Isn't that cool, guys?
That's really pretty.
And Kelly very politely texts me back and says, you know that's for Alphas Lopi,
Which is the bulky.
not Let Lopi. And I think I responded with something mildly inappropriate. There may have been swears.
But the good news is,
Good news.
that you, a lot of times you can use the Let Lopi in place of the Alphas Lopi, but it's just going to be a more open. I mean, you can see a little bit through that.
How open this weave is. So basically, what has happened or is going to have to happen is I had to knit a swatch because I need to see what my gauge is using the Let Lopi.
Yeah.
I'm using the needles that were called for in the pattern, and I'm going to see where I am. I was pretty close with my pre-blocked swatch to the gauge, so it's possible that I'm going to be able to get away with substituting.
I think you will, because I mean, a lot of people will just kind of use them interchangeably depending on the kind of sweater you want. You know, if you want like a definitely more outerwear type sweater, then you want to go for the Alphas Lopi. But
and I wanted something that was open. I wanted something I could wear inside that wasn't going to get too hot. Yeah. And I love all of the beautiful Lopi sweaters, but when they're knit on size 4s, you know it's going to be like bulletproof.
It'll stand up on its own, yeah.
And it's more of an outerwear kind of thing, and I wanted something I could wear inside. So this is dried. I haven't had a chance to measure the gauge on it yet.
Yeah. We're
not going to do one of our gauge whatever. We're totally wrong. I'll take care of that after. But I think I'm going to be able to interchange. I might have to go up to a 10.5. My row gauge is always off. So the row gauge is the one that's going to be more of a problem, I think, which is probably why this sweater is short. Even though I was measuring, whatever. I have no idea what happened. So what happens when you don't gauge swatch? Actually, it doesn't really matter. It's bright enough.
Yeah, it is pretty bright today.
So I swatched, guys. So the Lopi Along doesn't start till February 1st, so I've got a little bit more time to kind of play around with this. I think color-wise, I think the body of the sweater is going to be this dark charcoaly gray. We've got a really nice kind of deep teal color that I think I'm going to pick for one of the accent colors. And then I think I'm just going to go with a white or natural for the other one. So those...
We've got a really, really light, soft gray. I think it's called stone gray or something that we're getting back in stock.
Ooh, maybe I'll wait till that one comes in.
And because it won't be quite as like
stark
as the white, and it's heathered too, so it'll, I think, be a little bit nicer.
Well, maybe I'll wait for that one to come in.
Yeah, it should be in either.
I don't know why I like the gray and the teal and the white.
I have no idea why. No idea.
No idea. For any of you who haven't seen our logo, it's all the colors in our logo.
Gray and teal and white. Yep, exactly.
So,
I know Jen was talking about that with something last night. I can't remember what it was.
Why there was white in the yarn on our new enamel pins.
Well, no, but she was talking about how buying yarn and how she almost got teal, and she's like, I didn't grab it. I should have grabbed it. We have our Must Love Yarn colorway back in stock from Fiber Stash. Yep. So we've got a few skeins of her Strong Toes base and a few skeins of her Twinkle Toes base in stock in the Must Love Yarn colorway, which is kind of labor intensive for her to do because I think she said she had to use 4 different colors to get the teal to come out just right. So
kudos for her for sticking with that.
I know. I know. So she did do some more. So I will try to remember to link it in show notes. But if you go to Fiber Stash, or if you just type in the search bar, Strong Toes or Twinkle Toes, which depending on the base that you want, it'll come up. And it's the color all the way at the end because it was the one I just added.
Nice.
So Yeah. So that is back in stock.
Awesome. I have listed on the Whips in Progress Virgil. All right, so last week I showed 3 different yarns. Dark brown, kind of a variegated, and then a really deep plum color. And Kelly and I were hemming and hawing about whether are the colors too close. Take some black and white pictures, which I did, and I threw up on Instagram. So if you want to see them,
I
threw up on Instagram.
Sorry,
I put the pictures up
really
on
funny.
Instagram.
I can't help it.
I know, it's fine. I live with a 6-year-old boy. I'm so used to it. Dude, didn't even faze me. I just like kept talking.
I know. She just kept on going. Whatever, Kelly.
Show no emotion. They sense weakness.
You just crack yourself up over there. I'm going to keep on going.
Focus. So I posted pictures on Instagram of the in color and then the black and whites, and the overwhelming feedback was that the brown and the plum were too close in color, and the more and more I looked at it, the more I agreed. And so I thought, well, maybe I'll just go see if I can't find something in stash to replace with one of the colors. And I took a couple other black and white pictures, and then I looked at the yarn some more, and I just went, you know what? I don't want to break those 3 up.
They're really pretty together.
I like them too much together. I will knit a shawl.
They'll be gorgeous in a shawl where you don't need to have a strong contrast between the colors.
Exactly. So, of course, while I was sort of tossing my stash, or at least a section of my stash, trying to find some contrast yarn that I could maybe swap out, I stumbled across a whole bag of wool that I had bought. I don't even know how old this stuff is. It's sweater quantity, of course. And for those of you who haven't seen, that's Virgil. It's a short sleeve t-shirt with some color work on it.
Super cute.
So I had this wool in my stash. It's, at least on my screen here, showing up a little purple. It's not. It's a really sort of like a cornflower color, very blue. It's got a little purple undertones to it, but it's primarily blue. It's a blue. So I thought this would make great for the base. So I brought this in to see what I could match, and I found 2 of our Quince & Co. Finch.
It's going to be so pretty together.
So the green's going to be the accent color, and this is going to be the background for the color work yoke.
That's so pretty.
So I think those 3.
It's going to be a great summer top. Like the colors together just scream summer, don't they?
That's what I was thinking. So I'm really happy. I'm really happy with that choice. I'm glad.
I love that.
I'm going to swatch. So that's up next.
That's really nice because this is, your dark tone, you've got a medium and then your light. So it works, contrast-wise, works very well.
Yeah, I think it's going to be great. So I've decided, I'm going to jump ahead in our show notes. So I've decided that that's going to be my Ravelinic project. So the Winter Olympics are this year. They start February 9th and they run through the 25th of February. And every time there's an Olympic event, there's a groups on Ravelry that run, they had to start calling them the Ravelinic Games because they may have gotten a cease and desist letter from the Olympic Committee for calling them something else. So the Ravelinic Games, and the idea is that you pick a project that might challenge you either with the skills that are involved or with completion time. So the idea is to cast on during the opening ceremony and to finish whatever it is project you pick by the closing ceremony at the end of the Olympics.
Yep.
So a short sleeved colorwork sweater in fingering weight yarn in approximately 3 weeks.
You can do it. It'll be a challenge.
Don't work on anything else. It's totally possible, and I will be on vacation for a part of that time.
Right.
So I might.
I can't believe that's already
chance.
coming up.
Oh, I know.
That's crazy.
I know.
Crazy pants.
So I think that's going to be my Ravelinic project. There is.
She's going somewhere warm.
I'm going somewhere warm. There's a team called Team Sasquatch.
Yep.
And it's a sort of, I was going to use the word generic, but I don't think that's right. It's a team that covers like basically most of the podcasts or podcasters. So podcasters don't feel like they have to like run their own individual event for it, or that people have to choose.
And which is really nice because I know I watch other podcasts too, and I really enjoy, there's so many great ones out there that it's nice not to have to be like, oh, well, I'm knitting and entering in this one and doing this one too and doing this one. And, you want to like participate in a bunch. So this is a way to be able to do that, which is kind of fun. And I'm actually a moderator over there. So
nice. Nice. So I'd encourage you, they have their own group. So Team Sasquatch has their own group.
Yep.
There's some threads that have been opened up with people introducing themselves or showing what projects they're going to be working on. And so we would encourage you to participate or at least follow along and see if I can get that thing done.
Yeah.
In the time. So we'll see. I don't have to do sleeves, so there's hope.
I haven't decided what I'm going to do. Maybe, and it would work.
Ooh.
Maybe what I'll do. So the Lopi Along starts on February 1st.
Yep.
But if I don't start it until the Ravelinics on the 9th, my husband wanted a Lopi sweater.
Were you going to make my
I was going to do a siglet in the dark brown with blue triangles, and he wanted them all the same color, so it's only just the two colors.
Maybe
I did mine in like 2 weeks, so I mean his will be a little bit bigger, but
there you go. Maybe you can do that.
And then he'll be happy because he'll have a sweater.
Because it'll be done. And then if, you're doing a lot of knitting in the evenings while you're watching the Olympics, you can be like, it's for you.
I know. He doesn't actually.
No,
he
doesn't
really care.
Okay.
No, he's good about that because, well, he since I showed him how to knit, he kind of gets it, like, because you're being productive even though you're like just chilling too.
Yeah.
Because he's not like a sit still kind of guy. He has a really hard time. So.
Which I think is true of most of us who are maybe also knitters. It's just our twitchiness gets channeled into the act of knitting.
Yeah. So that when you actually do sit down to like, take a few minutes, you still feel like you're staying busy and you're doing something, but
Yeah. So I need to swatch for that, just to make sure that, because I think the pattern calls for a US 6, so it's not a super tight knit per se. So
so I've got Humulus on my list, and I actually just finished the swatch because I re-swatched for it because I knit on size 6s, which is what it called for, and I wasn't getting enough stitches per inch, so I dropped down to 5, and I just finished that swatch, but it's at home and I haven't measured it yet because it was drying. So I still have to figure out if that is going to work for me or not, and then go from there. But
nice.
And then do you have more whips?
I have Hitchhiker on the list, but I haven't taken it out of the bag, so there's no point in showing you guys my little nubby Hitchhiker, which is really sad.
That's okay. So I've been working pretty monogamously on the Durette show, except for when I threw that hat in there. But I decided that I needed some color because that was kind of like a brownish gray, and I was, we're kind of in the dreariest part. Well, not the dreariest because November's really dreary, but at least we have sun this time of year.
Yeah.
But it gets kind of dreary, and there's a lot of brown and white, and
I'm working on a brown sweater.
So I decided that I needed some color. Hey, look, that's almost the same. So I decided to cast on something that had quite a bit of color.
Can I tell you how much I hemmed and hawed before I texted you? Like, I literally almost for like a day was like,
So, And at night checks to see
So I'm just curious.
what the sales are. So
Yeah.
she looks, and then she saw that I had bought a bunch of primrose yarn.
I did. I literally, I was having a debate with myself, like, because I'm really curious, like, what is she making? What cool pattern did I miss? Like, Kelly is casting on her needles. And so I hemmed and hawed and hemmed and hawed and hemmed and hawed. Finally, I was just like, whatever.
I can't stand it. I gotta ask.
I can't stand it. So I texted her. I'm like, I hope I don't sound like a creeper, but what you making with the primrose?
Oh my god. So I will show you my colors first, and they're a little bit out of control.
Now that all of you are like, what are you making with the primrose?
I know, I'm gonna make you wait even longer. So I'm using Snow Owl. This is Jasper, which is a DK base, and I actually have to call Kelsey because she called the other day and said that she's got a bunch. She's like got 20 some odd new colorways, and she's got a few new bases too.
Awesome.
So I've got to call her because we've got to do a little bit of a restock.
Yeah.
So this is Snow Owl, and it's
so beautiful.
it's kind of like a really nice taupey neutral, and it's got some darker pops in it. Let's see if I can remember all the names of them. I know. Oh, this is Bay Bay. Bay Bay.
That's the same yarn that I knit my Road to Rhinebeck.
Oh yeah,
out of.
yeah, sure. So this is a really pretty. It's got pops of some darker blues, darker greens, some lighter colors. A little bit leans a little on to the yellow side with some of the pops it's got in here. And then I'm also using her Hotel California, which is kind of got some golds and yellows and greens.
Pinks.
It kind of repeats some of the green that's in here. That's why
Yep.
I pulled it. It's got a little bit of everything, and some of them have more of this color in it, but I wanted one that was going to contrast a little more because I'm doing some color work. So I looked through all the different skeins and pulled out one that had lesser amounts. There's little pops of it in there, but I wanted some that didn't have a lot of that in it. And then we didn't have another one of hers in a good, really dark, contrasty color. So I went to Madeline Tosh Sport, and I got good old Cousteau. Oh no, this is not Cousteau. This is Snake. Snake and Cousteau are a little bit similar, but Cousteau has a little bit more variation in it, and it has some bluer and like more blue spots and green spots in it. But this is Snake. This is a fairly new one, and it's kind of it's almost black there, but it's a really deep kind of tealy green, almost not quite pine green, but so yeah. So those
When it plays back, the colors
Yeah.
are normally pretty close.
So what am I making?
What
You
is
might
she
ask.
I
As
know.
Angela did.
I was like, oh my god, what is she making?
So I decided to jump on the Nanilchik Swan Show bandwagon, and so that's what I'm doing.
Nice.
And I've gotten quite far because I cast on Tuesday.
Color work is addictive.
It really is
Yo.
because I'm like, ooh, I did the first chart. Ooh, I did the second chart. Or I just finished doing the second increase row. So I'm on bigger needles now. So I was able to, which I wanted to get there so that I can really pull it out and kind of show you because I was on 16-inch ones before. So it was really kind of squashed up. But because the bands of color are pretty big, I wasn't too worried about the places where the green in here was showing and things like that on the color work, because if you have some skeins where there's the same colors will kind of overlap, if you're doing really kind of delicate, I don't want to see delicate,
It can
but
muddle the color work.
it can, and you won't see the definition between where it's supposed to be. But because these are like bigger bands of color, at some points they might look like they kind of fade into one another, but I'm fine with that, and actually I kind of like that. And this green is so much darker than the others that
Yeah.
it's really going to pop out because actually my next row has that green in it.
Awesome.
Which is kind of fun.
This fun.
So, and I really like, so the back of it you do short rows so that the neck in the back comes up a little higher.
A lot of designers are starting to do that.
A lot of them are. Actually, that Derecha that I'm knitting.
This one has that too.
Yep. And I do kind of like
It's
that.
nice. It makes them fit better.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's that green is so funny because I've been working on it in the evenings, and at night this looks so much more muted. And then I was looking at it, I pulled it out today. I'm like, whoa, that's a lot brighter than I remember it being. So it was really funny. But yeah, it's coming along. It's fun because she does, multiple little small charts that you do because you're repeating them after your increased sections.
Yep.
And so I'm like, oh, I just finished that one. I'm so close to finishing this one. I gotta get this done. Yeah. So that is the thing with color work. But I also am not at the maximum number of stitches because this is gonna be. Because it has to go all the way, around the top of your shoulders. So it's going to be a lot of stitches and it's going to be a lot of knitting. But for now, I'm just really having a good time with it.
Nice.
And so, yeah, it's fun. And it's going to definitely need a little blocking when I get done. Because when I have color work where it's stacked, where you're doing like, big sections where it's all the same colors in between, that's where mine tends to get puckery. Like just regular smaller parts, it's not as much, but it's fine. My floats are long enough that
it'll block
out. So it actually will in this case.
It'll block out.
So that's what I'm doing, you guys. I jumped on the bandwagon and I'm gonna go with it. So,
cool.
Yeah.
Super cool.
Yeah, it's fun. I'm having fun with it. And those are all of my whipses at the moment.
Awesome.
Well, all my whips that I'm working on at the moment. Of course, you
Your
guys.
active whips.
I know, but see, I have to go back, the spreadsheet that I made, if you've been watching it for a while, the spreadsheet that I made that's got the 30 some odd whips on it. I actually have to go back and cross off my color affection because I finished that. So, and I haven't done that, and I'm a list maker, so the satisfaction of like going and crossing it off. So that's encouraging for me because then I want to like finish more on it so I can cross more off because it's so satisfying.
Yeah.
So
nice.
I know it's weird, but the little things.
That's right. That's going.
That's right.
So we have currently we have one active knit-along, which is the Hitchhiker Knit-Along, and it runs through the end of February. I've seen at least one finished object.
Have you?
Yep.
Nice.
But lots of chatter. I've seen a few finished objects on
super
Instagram.
Active thread. I love it.
It's super fun, so come on over. It's not too late to join in. Runs to, like I said, the end of February. We'll be doing some fun prizes. So come make a hitchhiker with us.
Yeah, I know a lot of people have that in their queue if they haven't already knit it.
Yeah.
And some people are knitting second or third or fourth.
And come check out the chatter thread because there's at least one person who's given some information for keeping track of where you are, and then another version with some eyelet rows.
Oh, that was really cool too.
Yeah, so people are posting some great tips and tricks over there, and some different variations on the pattern, which is
very
sweet.
Cool. I know. I like the eyelet one. That was kind of interesting. It's kind of a neat way of doing something a little.
And I'm like, no, you need to at least knit one first, and then if you want to come back and knit another one.
That's funny.
No. Right? We have an upcoming knit along that's scheduled to start February 15th. And that is the On the Spice Market shawl knit along that we are doing. Mostly because Kelly and I have both wanted to make that shawl for a really long time. And the Fiber Stash kits are in.
In and out.
In and out. We had 3 colors. But Kelly posted, this is why you should follow us on Instagram. Kelly posted on Instagram, and literally in like 24 hours,
one of the kits was gone.
One of the colors was gone. And not just online sales. People were coming into the store.
Yeah, people came into the store. Yep.
So
we only have, I think, 2 of this one left, and I think maybe 3. I think somebody else bought one of these. Oh, because Christy gave us 6 of these, so I think we sold 2 of these. So we've got 4 of these left and just 2 of these left. Christy is gonna die. So the other one, if you check out our Instagram page or if you go online to see these on our website, there was one that she did that
like
was
a purple.
purples and blues, and it was really lovely. And as soon as I saw her walk in the door
I
with
was
that
like, oh,
one,
that one's
I was
gonna
like, that
go.
one's going to be gone in no
Yeah.
time. So
she's going to make us some more
She is.
of the purple one. It's going to be a couple of weeks before they come back in
Yeah.
stock because it takes her
so it'll
some
be,
time.
you know, right around the time that the
That it's
knit-along's
getting
going
ready
to
to start.
start. But we
we're
are going to have them
running it.
back in stock.
We're running it for 2 months. There's plenty of time.
Yep.
I think we just weren't sure how excited people were going to be over the kits,
know.
and they were really excited.
People
So,
want it. We're going to fight over the purple ones. But these are both lovely too, and I haven't decided which one I'm going to do yet. I wear a lot of neutrals, so I was kind of leaning towards this one. But then at the same time, like shawls, I like having a bright pop of color.
Yeah.
And of course, she used Great Scott in this
Of course she
for
did.
like the main color, and you guys know that's like one of my absolute favorite colorways that she does. And it'd be fun to have like the bright pop rainbow in there.
I'm going to stick firm with this yarn that I've already purchased.
There you go.
So the other thing I'm going to do is I think maybe I can link and show. Well, I'll bring in my yarn so I can show you guys what I have. Because I bought some yarn from Gail's Art
Oh, nice.
a couple years ago at Rhinebeck.
Did you?
And she has some color packs that she has done, and hers is in like a merino silk base. And then I bought a corresponding skein to go with it. And she still has those color packs on her Etsy shop.
Yep.
So, you
She
know,
does some really lovely
something
colorways.
here is not quite catching your eye. I'll try to remember to bring in mine next week. I need to get the yarn wound soon anyway. So I'll show those, and then when I show them, I'll link them in the show notes
Nice.
to her Etsy shop if folks are interested. I mean, Christie's are super reasonably priced. I think those are, what,
They're
$40?
$40. Yeah.
And she sized the mini skeins to be the size you need for the yarn, so you're not going to have a huge amount of leftovers.
Yeah.
Which was nice, and part of the reason why we wanted to do the kits.
Yep.
But if you want one, act fast. They won't be available.
I know. Yep.
So I guess we're gonna have to start when we do kits. Tell people to do more, because people are excited.
I know.
Which
It
is
fun.
awesome.
Yeah.
I love it.
And I mean, even if you don't want to do the on the Spice Market, they're great kits that you can use for a lot of.
There's a bunch of Joker and the Thief. There's a bunch of different
Yeah.
sort of color work.
Yeah.
And some of like Stephen West stuff. So,
Yeah.
but on the Spice Market's really cool.
You know, it would be even really fun too is to get like an extra skein of this, and you could do like a fun striped sweater or something.
Mm-hmm.
Just saying.
Mm-hmm. Just saying. Do we have Great Scott in stock?
I'm not sure if we do
Maybe.
or not. Probably, because
Probably.
when last time she was here, I restocked on that
Nice.
because I always do, because it's such a great
Such a
neutral.
neutral, yeah.
It's so good. You can use it on its own. You can use it with other colors. I love it. So.
Awesome. So we have a YouTube live coming up this Sunday, I think. Sunday the 28th.
Yep.
At noon Eastern Standard Time.
They can be my new kitty.
I was like, what? What did I not know about? Oh, your new cat. Yeah, I knew about that.
You did.
I did.
They don't.
I know.
I
I've
haven't mentioned it.
even met your kitty.
Mm-hmm.
I was here when your kitty got dropped off.
Yes, you were. Yes. Sorry.
Yeah, sorry.
Derailing.
We totally derailed that. You guys can meet Kelly's new kitty,
We weren't sure if she's going to be our new kitty or not, so I haven't mentioned it.
but is it looking positive?
It's looking good.
Awesome.
Yeah. We had to see if she was going to get along with our dogs.
Nice.
And so far she's holding her ground and saying, "Dog, get away."
Nice. Good for her. Good
So.
for her.
Yep.
All right.
And the dogs are losing interest in her too.
Well, the dogs do, yeah. All right. Actually, we have 3 giveaway things going
Right.
now.
We do.
One's not on our
Yep.
list. So we have a pattern giveaway.
From the lovely, lovely folks down at Green Mountain Spinnery.
Mm-hmm. It's called Triangles, and it's a
adorable kid
sweater.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So we gave the prompt. We could give the prompt again because you're clearly watching the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
So the prompt is to tell us what you like to visit in Vermont if you visited Vermont. If you haven't visited, what you would visit if you came to Vermont. And if you live here, it's the same thing. You know,
Mm-hmm.
what places you like to go see, touristy or otherwise, or who's it?
Us.
So there's a thread opened.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think we've given a deadline for how long we're going to keep that open.
No.
Another week or so.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we could do another week.
If the thread's not locked, post away.
Yep.
So for a chance to win that.
Nice.
The other thing that I've linked in show notes is the folks over at XRX who run the Stitches events are coming back to Vermont end of May, beginning of June for Camp Stitches. And the reason why I am mentioning this is that right now through March 29th, but don't quote me on that, they are running a giveaway.
Huge giveaway. Because the cost to go, if you're going to stay at the resort and do the weekend, is almost $2,400, which includes food and all kinds of all the other fun things that they do. But they're an intensive weekend where you take classes. Yeah, it's basically a class with a teacher, and you go the whole weekend and you work on it like an intensive program, which is really kind of cool.
So they're doing a giveaway for
Has nothing to do with us.
Nope, for one person to attend.
Mm-hmm.
So basically the cost of your registration's covered, your hotel's covered, your food's covered, and then they give you like $500 towards your transportation.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So it's a huge package.
Yeah.
So you can register for a chance to win that.
That's awesome.
And I think I put in the show notes, have you always wanted to come to Vermont? See your friends at Must Love Yarn? No. We actually, the Saturday during Camp Stitches, run a special program here because they have a free afternoon, and sometimes they come over and check out the shop. So we have farmers coming in, and so it's
really a fun event.
And I think
it was almost everybody came last year.
Yeah,
it was great.
It was great. And our farmers gave a talk,
which was
some
fantastic.
of our local producers. So we're gonna get some of those folks back.
Yep.
And maybe some new ones.
One already on board. So
awesome.
Yep.
We've been talking to Christy about doing a trunk show that day as well from Fiber Stash.
Yeah, so if you guys are local too, you're more than welcome to come.
Oh, absolutely.
And check it out, and come to the trunk show if we can work that out, and also come to the lectures that the farmers do, because those were so fun last year.
Yeah.
They're really engaging.
I only got to hear little bits and pieces of them because
it was very busy.
Was crazy busy.
Yeah.
So we're pretty excited. We have way more space this year to be able to accommodate more people, and just have more room for everybody to kind of spread out and not be so cramped. So that's going on. So if you would love to enter for a chance to come to Camp Stitches in Vermont and come see your friends at Must Love Yarn, the link is in the show notes. So please get on over, register. It could be an amazing opportunity for somebody.
Yeah, and like Anne said, it's all through XRX. They're the ones that put on the Stitches events. So
yeah. And so then finally we have our giveaway.
Yep.
No, we're not giving prizes today, but we are showing prizes and telling you how to enter. So we hit 2,000 subscribers on YouTube.
Thank you guys.
We're so excited. It's amazing
really exciting.
to me.
I know, because
we're
coming up on our 2-year anniversary in April.
Yeah.
April.
Yeah.
So that's great. I mean,
almost 2 years ago, when Kelly and I got this harebrained idea to start podcasting.
Like, hey,
we should do this.
We don't know if anybody's gonna ever watch, except for our moms. We'll put it out there.
I know. And so,
and we've had so much fun. Oh my gosh. So much fun.
Yeah.
Meeting everybody at the different events that we go to.
Yeah.
It's just a joy for us.
Interacting with people, doing the live events is also fun.
Oh, that is so fun.
And so we wanted to say thank you. So we've been kind of dropping some hints that we have some goodies that we're calling our Taste of Vermont. So we finally got our act together to put everything in one place. So I tucked everything in bags.
Bags that my mom made, so she's Vermont. Lovely, lovely mom.
We have some Lake Champlain chocolates.
Oh my gosh, you guys, their chocolates are so good.
So good.
So good.
This has milk chocolate peanut butter, dark chocolate salted caramel, and dark chocolate coconut cream. So
they're so pretty too.
I know.
Pretty.
I'm not normally a fan of like coconutty type of things, but this stuff is amazing. So we got some chocolates. We've got needle keep.
Look, there's mermaids on it. I love it.
This is just some like crazy psychedelic.
So you can use these for double points or circulars.
Yep.
They have the extra snap, so you can get your circular up in there.
Yep.
We've got
some soap
from a Vermont soap company,
which we love. I use this stuff at my house. It's fantastic.
And amazing yarn from Tammy at Wing and a Prayer Farm.
This is her boy band
yarn.
So it's a worsted weight. It's about 210 yards, 4 ounces.
She was so kind to give this to Ange when Ange was down there visiting for us to use.
Apparently you just have to take small children and she will throw yarn at you.
She is just the sweetest, and she has a beautiful farm.
Oh, using my children. I'm just kidding. Oh, and finally, one final.
Yep, and these are going in the boxes, the bags too.
These are going in the bags. These are new. We will have them available for sale on the store soon.
Probably as this goes up. I'm going to try to get them on the site this afternoon.
Guys, look.
Yay, enamel pins.
We've got Must Love Yarn enamel pins.
Yay.
And this is truly a local thing because there's a local company here that made these for us.
Yeah, they're right in Burlington.
Yep.
So they're local.
This still is sticking with the theme.
It is. And you get some Must Love Yarn swag.
Yeah. Yeah. We love our swag.
Yeah.
We've got a lot of swag.
We do.
We need more swag.
It's because Ange is friends with somebody who has a swag business.
You know what I was thinking? I was thinking we should get some like silicone stemless wine glasses because we could ship those. You know, because we can't figure out how to ship the wine glasses we have easily.
We could probably ship them, but I'm just so worried that they would just...
But if we got not breakable ones.
Not breakable.
Anyway, all right, sorry, we're just totally... So, we're going to run 2 contests, I think. We're going to run one on Instagram, and we're going to run one on Ravelry.
And we're only giving you the information here of how to do it, because we want to make sure that our lovely viewers are the ones that are going to be eligible. So you have to watch the podcast in order to, get the prizes, because that's what this prize is about.
Yes, you guys.
It's about
who
you guys.
watch the podcast.
Yeah, and we want to celebrate you guys, and we don't want the prize going to somebody who
don't watch the podcast.
Doesn't watch the podcast.
So what do folks have to do to enter?
So I say on Instagram, how are they going to do it?
Instagram's going to be harder to police.
Maybe we should do just Ravelry and just give 2 away on Ravelry?
We could totally do that. We'll do that. Like, clearly we've sorted this out before.
Well, I was going to say it might just be easier doing it all on Ravelry.
We'll do it on Ravelry. We'll do 2 posts on Ravelry.
2 posts on Ravelry. And
we should do... tell us your favorite moment of one of the podcasts that you watched.
That's what we did. We did that.
Oh, we did that already?
Did we do that before?
think
Oh,
we
we did favorite moment, or tell us other things you'd like us to see us do. Remember, because we got a lot of really good feedback from that. That was really fun. I loved reading all of those.
Oh, maybe we should do it again.
We could do it so they're both.
Because we could do one random and then one podcaster's choice from that thread.
Oh, we could. That'd be fun.
We're just making up the rules as we go, which is
you guys are so used to that with everything we do.
Clearly not planned out in advance.
We were going to sit down and talk about it, and I don't know why we didn't.
Haven't had time.
No. That would be fun, because those were really fun to read last time. Like,
they were.
Like the ridiculous things that we do that you guys think are funny,
yeah.
or something that you would like to see for future episodes.
Oh, I think we just stick it with what's your favorite moment.
Favorite moment?
Favorite moment from a podcast past. You get 75 episodes to choose from.
75, I know. Don't watch the early ones. Man, those were rough. I went back and I tried to watch some of them, and I was like, oh, God. They're funny. They're kind of funny just because
they're so ridiculous.
Because
I know.
We're like so much like calmer now. We're just like, whatever.
I know, we're calmer. Can you believe that? I think that's it. I think that's our prompt. Tell us one of your favorite moments of one of the podcasts.
Mm-hmm. We should do like a hidden group, not a hidden group name, but do like something innocuous so that just somebody coming into our group is like, huh? What is this thread?
We should. We
Wouldn't
should
that
be like
funny?
Code word.
Yeah. So then only people who have watched the podcast know what that thread is about. Because we're not going to put anything. We'll just be like, you guys know what to do. I'll put that in the thing.
That would get people to look at it. What if we do something like blue water, or something totally weird, blue sky? Look for the thread called
Vermont's for Knitters.
We clearly don't know how to run a contest at all. I said I can't even tell you how many packages I mailed out last week. Why am I in the planning phases of this? I got fired from running contests. We need to get this sorted out right now. Sorry, you guys, we're dragging you along for this. We will.
You can just edit some out if you want.
I'm not going to. It's hilarious. We should open a thread.
Open a thread and call it.
We'll just call it podcast.
We'll just do podcast. Okay.
That's super boring.
And then I'll say in the little things you have to put something in. I'll say, you guys know what to do. Mm-hmm. And that's all we're gonna say.
That's all I'll say.
So it'll be a thread.
Podcast. It'll be sticky, so it'll be up.
Yeah, it'll be up top. Mm-hmm. And just go in there and tell us a favorite moment from a podcast.
Yeah.
Pass.
And we'll leave that open for 2 weeks, 3 weeks. We'll draw prizes the last podcast before I go on vacation.
Okay.
So that's
mid-February.
Mid-February.
Okay. So you have 2 to 3-ish weeks.
Mm-hmm.
To get that in there.
Yeah.
To let us know which one, what's stuck in your brain as maybe this one because we're so indecisive.
Yeah. This one's totally allowed. Ridiculous. Ridiculous. How do we get 2,000 viewers? We can't even run a Ravelry contest.
Oh my goodness.
Oh boy. I can't wait to see how much grief we get over this on Sunday. So razz away, guys. Razz away.
Have
fun. Ridiculous. All right. We're at like an hour and 15 minutes because we just ran way over trying to sort our own contest out on air.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
As we do.
As we do. Always. I think if we like came in and we're all professional and be like, this is what you do, people would be like, can somebody send the robots away? Like, what happened? Kelly and Angela go. It's not normal. Yeah, I know. Okay.
You need your comedy relief for the week, right?
I know. Holy smokes.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, I think that about wraps it up. So remember to head on over to Ravelry.
Look for the podcast thread.
For the podcast thread, we'll try to get everything in show notes so you can find that. A lot of the stuff we already mentioned is in show notes, but there's a couple things I wanted to add. And other than that, thanks so much for watching.
We'll see some of you, or hopefully
we'll maybe see some of you on Sunday afternoon.
Yep.
And if we don't, then we'll see you next week. Thanks, guys.
Bye.
It's like, it's okay.
That's all right.
It's been a long week.
I'm thinking that at some point here we need to sort out this microphone thing because some of the sound quality hasn't been great. Like if we turn away or if I hold something up, like if we're holding something up
to show,
the sound quality goes way down because it's not picking up.
Okay. Well, and we can make sure we get it close enough to us too, because that'll help.
Yeah.
With the sound too.
So I don't know. I don't know what's going on with all my electronics. My phone said that the Instagram app needed an update, and now I can't do anything in Instagram.
Really?
I can't comment. I can't like anything.
Oh.
I can't. I have been tried posting. Maybe I should try posting. Let me try posting real quick and see if it'll let me post. I was like, are you kidding me?
Have you restarted your phone after?
No.
Sometimes doing that, it will actually allow you to.
Okay, well, it seems like it's going to let me do a picture. Maybe. Let me try this again. What? So, yeah. Oh, okay. Nope.
It went away. Try restarting your phone at some point because sometimes that will make a difference.
Right now. I'll just turn it off while we're doing this and then I can power it back up and let it take a little break.
Use a little reset.
Yeah, I guess. Holy moly. All right. I haven't knitted on the Hitchhiker at all. But I've been gangbustering this thing.
Ooh.
That's where I was last week.
Where did you go? I like that little progress keeper. That's so cute. Look, I put my donut on.
Ooh.
I was like, I should probably put something brighter on. Since this is kind of just all brown. That's okay.
All right, it's about time to start adding another. Adding. I can't believe how many people last week, how many of our viewers watch all the way to the end, which I think is awesome.
I mean, I do when I'm watching a podcast.
I think you're right. I think people just have it going. And
yeah, because I'm usually just sitting there knitting, and if you have the autoplay on and have like a whole bunch of stuff queued up, a whole bunch, then you can kind of just, keep on doing.
Or you're like me and are texting you like, oh my God, did you realize? And you're like, yeah, I was talking about it on the last podcast. And I was like, so not only did I not make the connection while you were talking about it on the podcast, I also
when you were going to
did not hear it again when I was editing the podcast because I basically listened to the whole podcast almost in its entirety again. So that was like a twofer right there. Not paying attention and then missed it again. Well, whatever. It is what it is. So, are we ready?
My hair's been a little crazy today.
This weather is a little crazy.
I know, it's very schizophrenic, I said to my husband.
Very odd. All right.
Yep.
Are we ready?
I think so.
Okay, cool. We got lots of stuff to talk about today. And why is that so far away?
I know, it feels really far away.
Should we try to bring it closer?
Yeah. Do we need to bring this closer? we're still in frame, and
I
think
think
it's
it's even better.
I do too.
Yeah.
Oh, come back here, and I can't reach you way over there.
Yeah, that's way better. And then we can kind of see the. Do we want to sort out the code before we?
Yep.
What if we do weekly pick funny sock?
Weekly pick what?
Funny sock.
Funny sock.
Not to be confused with bunny sock. Funny sock. So apparently, the robot knitters last week,
I know.
they're like 22
We were like
views or something.
not even a day in. We were 23 hours. I remember looking at it, and we had over 1,000 views already. I was like, holy moly!
Whatever that was all about. There's no rhyme or reason to it.
Maybe the robot part and the knitter part, they both got hits
Yeah.
from.
Other
Mhm.
from different. So I put stuff in the show notes about the Revlon Linux.
I saw that.
That's coming up.
I know I completely hadn't even given it a thought. I knew the Olympics were coming up, but
The only reason why I even was like, oh yeah, we should talk about that was because I happened to catch the most recent episode of the Knitmore Girls.
Yeah,
And
they're
they were
very good about that.
Yeah, they were talking about it, and I was like, oh,
Mhm.
oh, yeah, we should just,
Right.
yeah, that.
Uh-huh. I was I was a mod for the Tour de Fleece in the Team Sasquatch.
Oh, okay.
Kelly,
Yes.
what size? You're using a 15 for the beginning knitter.
Yeah.
What
For the
length?
cowl. Like a 24 inch is fine.
Okay.
Or smaller, but 24 is fine.
Are we ready?
I think so now.